I am Captain Londy Ngcobo. I am a ship navigational officer by profession. I am also Africa's first female dredge master. I am now a managing director for War Maritime Experts and a founder for Global Maritime Youth. So it's very interesting because there's many stories for many people, but mine was just a pure connection with the ocean when I was much younger. And it didn't help that growing up as a teenager, I liked horoscopes and I'm a Pisces. So I knew that anything that has to do with the ocean, I felt like I belonged there. I further studied maritime studies and started working for container ships, Maersk Shipping Line. I worked there as an officer all the way up until I became a third officer, and then moved to Africa where I worked for dredgers, became Africa's first. And starting the company, though, War Maritime Experts was purely from just the dissatisfactions that I had within the industry. And I felt that I needed to be the voice and the change I wanted to see. It's still unusual being as a woman in the maritime industry. It's still unusual because there's still only 2% of female participation globally. So I think we have a long way to go, and that is why my company is derived from Women in Maritime, so as to edify women in maritime in and within their professions, to be able to play in this consultancy and be seen. In that way, I think we can multiply. Along my journey, I've been motivated by a lot of people. My peers have motivated me from surviving one vessel to another and climbing the ranks. But what has made me stay is, again, just that authentic feel of the oceans and me and feeling that I belong. But the biological clock started ticking and I'm now on land, and I still pretty much still go on board ships as and when I'm required by my consultancy. Otherwise, who inspired me? It was a lot of peers around me, but also men within my industry inspired me. They leave their families for months on months and stay connected with their wives and children. So men that have seen me fit to go behind the wheel, that have seen me fit to rise in the ranks, that have seen me fitting to actually represent women. So I know that it's cliche, it's very small a number, but men to some degree are very much supportive, and I've been inspired by a few captains within my industry. So the challenges I've experienced are common to what most women in predominantly male industries face, and that would be just that exclusion, when you feel excluded and unwanted, and that's quite common because most women are coming out to talk about it. So I've experienced that. I've experienced homesickness and being away. I started my career as a very young teenager. I was only 18. So, just having to chase a dream and miss out on life, that was a challenge. However, with time, you realize that it's all worth it, because then coming back to Africa, becoming first and making it visible is much more fulfilling. I've had to catch up a lot, but I feel quite fulfilled. So the challenges, how I overcame them, things that I got to realize is that as much as I felt different most of the time on board the ships, but when you peel off the onion of color, of gender, you start realizing that our hearts beat the same. And often it's been the guys that I've been working with on board the ship that were able to, make it easier with time for me. So that's how I overcame them. Just seeing people as opposed to something any different. The one of homesickness is truly just remaining grounded to how I was raised, who I am, and why I'm doing what I'm doing. So there's no rocket science, there's no tool, but just truly remaining rooted to the goal. So I'm working my future goals. 2% of female participation in oceans economy is unsettling still. And mine is to see the industry being very normal and very inclusive. But diversity is a numbers game. We can rise 2% stats to 50-50 tomorrow. Diversity is a numbers game, but inclusion is cultivated. And so I wish to get into rooms where men are for women through and through, in that it's not even just trying to get them to see, but really seeing them fit and walk the walk with them. That is my future goal, in that the youth tomorrow will know that as much as land is so conducive of careers, but there's also the ocean, and it's a whole economy. So if you want to be a makeup artist, a DJ, a mechanical engineer, an electrician, a diver, a singer, and you struggle to find jobs on land, you'll be able to be well accommodated on board ships and within ocean's economy. So the goal is to really see oceans as beautifully blended with the land. So the interesting thing is that kids call me the Black Mermaid, and I find it so intriguing that they want to be like Captain Londy. And so waking up and showing up even on social media to me has become a mission to show up for the girls. So if a girl wants to be like me, often through Global Maritime Youth, my foundation, I would ask, what do you like? And because I wear my uniform because of my branding, I've found that they like the uniform, but they don't like maths and science. So what do you like? And often it's become, I like doing makeup. And so you can work on board ships like me. So a girl who wants to be like me tomorrow, I would say, come with an open mind. Don't come with an end goal to be like Captain Londy. Come with an open mind. See what you like, because there's a list of quite a menu, and you can pick and choose and decide, so that tomorrow you don't have to feel like you have to quit before multiplying. So my foundation is Global Maritime Youth. We're cultivating pure love for the ocean. There's a joke that we still listen to, that a black man can't swim. So we're cultivating pure love for the ocean, so that the youth can know very early that should they get to their grade 12, there's more options than that the land provides. So we're cultivating that pure love for the ocean at a young age, and we also facilitate skills supply and demand globally. So that's essentially what we do. But my company, War Maritime Experts, we're consulting in oceans economy. We do training, we do special projects, and we do manning and recruitment. What I do to unwind, I meditate. I try very hard to quieten the noise as much as I can. And that's why, for me, waking up in the morning, I need to remind myself why I'm showing up every single morning. So I quieten the noise through meditation. I love meditation. What I also do, I journal a lot. So unwinding for me is anything that relates to that which is as silent as the ocean. I still struggle being on land. There's traffic on land. There's what's for dinner on land. And there's children on land. So I quieten the noise with just the little moments of silence. This KZN Top Business Initiative means everything, actually, to a woman who's an entrepreneur, to a woman who's trying to walk the walk that not much people have walked. Just that validation to say that we see you, you're doing okay, keep walking. I think that, to me, anchors me in many ways than one, in that due to the noise, you may be swift to say maybe, what exactly are you doing? You may question yourself many times. So this is a validation to say you are on the right step and we see you.